Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mustang Vision as we bring you tonight's contest of your Mount Vernon Girls basketball team versus CCA. I'd like to thank our sponsors for sponsoring tonight's broadcast as well as all sports of all your season here on Mustang Vision. Lunecas Law, Richardson Hansen Holtz Insurance Agency, Lunecas Consulting, Ability Physical Therapy, Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Downtown Dental, Gary's Foods, Kelly Concrete, Copenhagen Associates, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Robinson Construction, Yox Landing, Dance Arts Iowa, Iowa Physical Therapy, Bud's Auto, Lynch Ford, Mercy Care Community Physicians, Palisades Family Dental, Wilkie's, Ace Hardware, Bridge Community Bank, Cause Team, Envigiage Studios, Hills Bank and Trust, Hog Iowa T-shirts, Mount Vernon Chiropractic, photo image by Dave Thackeray and Stuart Baxter. As always, we like to introduce Coach Sanderson as he does our pregame here, as he will tell us what to look forward toward.
Good evening, Mustang Nation. This is Coach Sanderson with a special winter Thursday night edition of the pregame interview as we get ready to host 4A number 2 undefeated Clear Creek Amama here tonight at Mount Vernon. Now, before we take a look at tonight's game, let's take a look back at last Friday night's game as we hosted number 14 Williamsburg, and one of those games where we came off a 15-day layoff over break, but the defense picked right up where we left off prior to break, holding Williamsburg to 31% shooting. We had almost 30 disruptions in the game. Offensively, we didn't quite find the same rhythm from behind the three-point line or really get into the same pace that we were playing with before prior to break. And yet, we were able to stretch out a lead up 22 with 4 minutes to go before we subbed out, and Williamsburg put a little bit of a run on at the end before the final score ended up being 52-39. And in that game, we were led by Sydney Huber, who had 20 points in probably her most aggressive game at the offensive end so far this season. And quite frankly, when we look at some of the keys to the game tonight, Sydney being aggressive is going to be something that we're definitely looking forward to seeing. Now, when it comes to Clear Creek Amama, they come into the game with a perfect record. They've already beaten Solon this season. They have wins over Class 5A Iowa City West and Iowa City Liberty. They played a tough schedule here in the early going and are going to be quite the challenge for us here tonight. Now, Clear Creek features a couple of outstanding players, probably the two best players, certainly on the west side of the WaMac, in sophomore Avery Lauer, who is one of the premier perimeter players in the area. She's averaging 18 points a game this season and shooting a whopping 54% from the three-point line. She has a quick trigger. She can shoot off the dribble. So they run her off a lot of screens. She's really, really good and just a sophomore for them. Joining her is Ava Locklear on the inside, and she has been exceptional. She's one of the best high post players that we will see certainly this season. Deadly from the 14 to 16-foot range. She's a bit of a bully with that inside shoulder, has great footwork around the basket. And then they've got a 6'2 volleyball commit in Bliss Beck that cleans up on the glass, finishes well around the basket, and is the top of their 1-3-1 zone. There's a lot there to be worried about as we get ready for the game tonight. Well, what can you expect when we take the floor here? Clear Creek Amama has been playing a lot of 1-3-1 zone, which is something that we have not seen a lot of so far this season. That's going to present its own unique challenge as they are very good at creating turnovers and running those turnovers back the other way for layups. So the keys to the game tonight, well, number one, we're going to try to limit Avery Lauer's touches as much as we can. We're going to probably start an adjunct defense with a little bit of a box and one, having Taylor Frank chase her all over the floor, see if we can make her catches a little bit difficult, and then playing a 2-2 zone behind that. It's not something that we've shown since I've been here at Mount Vernon, and so maybe we can catch them by surprise and just get them out of their rhythm a little bit as well. Secondly, on offense, we really want to attack in transition. Watching a lot of their games here during the snow days, teams that have had success really push the ball up the floor before that 1-3-1 can get set. We definitely want to try to take advantage of that when we can, both on makes and misses here tonight. And then finally, boy, I think it's going to come down to what team can take care of the ball and rebound. And I know that's pretty cliche, but really, when it comes to two good teams, two good offensive teams, two sound defensive teams, those types of games are often won and lost on the glass. And certainly teams that are going to turn the ball over for points are going to put themselves at a huge disadvantage. Paul and Kirk, we're looking forward to the challenge tonight. It's going to be outstanding. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves coming through this game. It's going to help us to prepare for the postseason that seems to be coming quickly as we get through to the midway point here in January. And hopefully we can get this basketball game in before the temperatures turn cold this weekend. Gentlemen, we're excited to take the floor tonight. Back to you.
All
right, and thank you, Coach, for that, as we got 5 minutes left to go here in pregame. Coach Sanderson brought up a lot of good points there, Kirk, and we're going to see some different stuff here tonight from the Mustang Girls. That 2-2 zone with a trailer is going to be really interesting.
This is where the rubber's going to hit the road, so we're going to really see what we're made of tonight. This is the one that's been creeping up on the schedule. We got this week, we got next week. I mean, really nothing as a gimme on the rest of the calendar rolling out and trying to get the season wrapped up here. So in a very good position to continue playing real hard basketball and getting a good good start to their postseason coming up. But their tests that they got coming up tonight, next week, all of them are going to be incredibly difficult.
Absolutely. As we get into the heart of the season here, as not only does it count towards conference play, Kirk, but now you start building the resume for the pairings here, which will come out here in about 2.5 weeks already, which is unbelievable. That's going to be that soon that pairings come out. As the only two teams left in the WaMac Conference undefeated, number 2 CCA comes into the night, obviously number 2 ranked in 4A, and obviously the Mustangs come in number 2 ranked in Class 3A. Definitely the game of the night in Eastern Iowa, as many have said, as this one is. Looking at some of the stats, like Coach said, Avery Lauer, the sophomore guard, averaging 18 points a game, 5 rebounds a game at 5'11". She is obviously the stat leader of this team, Kirk.
Yeah, they definitely need to contain her. That was one of the things Coach Sanderson's been talking about on the limited practice they've had this week, was containing her, keeping her shots minimized, and making sure we continue to force the run and get through quick points in transition.
Absolutely. And not only CCA, the other stat that stood out for CCA, Kirk, is their high free throw percentage.
Oh,
boy,
gosh,
you do not want to foul and send them to the line.
Don't want to get them on the line. Don't want to force them to the outside of the perimeter too much. And Mount Vernon's just got to continue playing their game, doing the things that we do well. And you know, Coach says this, and it's been a overall trend for Mount Vernon basketball the last few years, is continuing to make sure we take care of the ball, continuing to work on those turnovers, reduce the number we have during the games and try and pick up a couple more turnovers from our opponents as we're going along. So that's going to roll right into the game plan tonight and make sure that we take care of the ball and don't lose some points.
Absolutely. And so far, 126 people viewing it right now, Kirk.
Right.
That's the most we've had all year, so thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know posting on the alumni page today, that probably helped a little bit with that. So like to welcome all the alumni listening in tonight to this evening's contest, as it is a big game that's been circled on the calendar all year, and it doesn't hurt that both teams come into the night undefeated as well.
Absolutely. This is one that I've been nervous about all week. We started getting those snow days, and this one got postponed. We were supposed to play on Tuesday.
Yep.
But obviously the first little snowstorm came through.
I don't know about little, but okay.
All right, the first snowstorm came through, and we had snow cancellations on schools on Tuesday, so that canceled this game and postponed it back. Cancellations on Wednesday. Got in a full school day today on Thursday, and as most of our viewers already know, school in eastern Iowa has been canceled. I think
in the whole state of Iowa tomorrow there's going to be no school.
Mostly across our listening area here, at least, school's been canceled. So, yeah.
And there will be no games tomorrow
night,
either.
That's correct.
So that has yet to be determined when that game will be made up.
We'll have to get that Marion makeup game, because we should have been here tomorrow night, Paul, for our Marion game, but we're not going to be here. So, yeah, great. Well, this is going to be an exciting one, Paul. I'm excited to see this one come on down to the end, and hopefully we're in a good position in there in the fourth quarter to take a lead or continue a lead or pull out the win.
Absolutely, and some people are probably not thinking about tonight. Whoever wins this game has one game up on all competition for the WaMac overall title. So that's another thing to look at. As we'll head down to the floor, as Principal Steve Brand will announce the starting lineups.
WaMac Girls basketball contest between the Clippers of Clear Creek Amama High School and your Mount Vernon Mustang. At Mount Vernon, we will make it a tradition to celebrate every official that steps into our gym. So right now, get up on your feet. Give it up for tonight's officials: Chris Armstrong, Kevin Lloyd, and Andrew Everett. As always, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union supports good sportsmanship for players, coaches, and fans. And now, for tonight's starting lineup, first, for the Clippers from Clear Creek Amama, a senior, number 1, Katie Stratton. A sophomore, number 10, Avery Lauer. Senior, number 11, Sam Sprague. Senior, number 44, Bliss Beck. And a senior, number 45, Ava Locklear. Clippers, for PJ Sweeney, he's assisted by Alex Schulte-Johns, Declan Road, and Sean. And now, the starting lineup for your Mount Vernon Mustang. A sophomore, number 10, Courtney Prince. A sophomore, number 11, Taylor Prince. A junior, in the middle, number 20, Chloe Easter. A junior, number 23, Ewer. And a senior, number 25, Mason Lipton. The coach of the Mustangs, he's a supervisor, Jason Christian, and Lori Martin. At this time, we practice for the play of our national anthem.
right, we're ready to go win this one. Number 2, Class 4A, Clear Creek Amama Clippers versus the number 2 in 3A, Mount Vernon Mustangs. I'm Paul Fugate here with Kurt Wishmeyer. We got the call tonight for this one.
Here we go.
It's expected to be a barn burner as we're ready to go here. As Sophie Meester will obviously take the tip off here against Bliss Beck.
Yeah, Bliss Beck.
Two really good volleyball players here. They're going to try to go off with a tip. So
the tallest out there for CCA, 6'2".
All the streak's over as CCA will get the ball here. CCA looking to get in their offense here early. As Stratton now over to Locklear. Now back to Locklear. As Beck up with it, gets the lucky bounce. CCA strikes first. 2-0 your score. As CCA will run that 1-3-1 that Coach Anderson talked about. Skip pass there over to Taylor Frank. Frank back to Frank. And Simpson in the corner.
That was good luck.
Good look there.
Just didn't
CCA
quite
will
get
get
in.
the rebound. That's Mount Vernon doing a 2-2 zone as Taylor Frank will be the trailer on Avery Lauer. As CCA having some trouble there.
There we go.
And Beck had no idea the ball was going to be thrown to her.
Yeah,
Turnover
definitely a miscommunication on
CCA.
CCA's side, and just accidentally threw the ball right out of bounds.
Well, early on, the first 2 possessions, the defense is giving CCA a little bit of hesitation here as they're not quite sure what to make of it. As Simpson over to Frank now, over to Sister Taylor in the corner. Huber with a 3, and that's in. 3-2 to score. Mount Vernon takes the lead. As CCA here, the 2-2 zone really giving CCA fits here. Shot by Locklear, in and out, no good. And that'll be off Taylor Frank as she tried to get the rebound. Oh, nope, that's good. They're going to call it off Lowler.
Okay. I agree. I thought that was off the Mustangs, but we'll take that.
He has the better view than we do on the baseline. As Simpson now will take it up. As Frank now.
Slow start.
Slow start here.
That's okay. We expected a good
Boy,
matchup
Beck
tonight.
really gets her hands up there at the top of that 1-3-1. As CCA is going to call a timeout here as we'll head to commercial break. Mount Vernon.
Don't let your aches and pains go untreated. Don't be content with less than ideal function of your body. Get back to an active and progressing lifestyle with help from Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness. At Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness, our team of professional therapists, trainers, and office staff are dedicated to getting you back in your optimal physical function. Choose one of our 4 convenient locations in Center Point, Marion, Mount Vernon, and Solon. For total patient care, choose Ability Physical Therapy.
And welcome back here to Mount Vernon High School. So far, interesting first 2.5 minutes here, Kirk.
Yeah, not much scoring. It's a little bit slower pace than what I think both these teams are used to. But I think defensively, both teams are stepping up a little bit and putting pressure on the other.
And Frank with a tip there. Oh, probably should have stopped there with the jump stop.
She's going to, she almost got that.
Almost got it back. As CCA just doesn't know what to do with this defense. As tipped there from Huber 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Stratton will take it out. The shortest, kind of interesting here, the shortest players are going to take it out from the baseline. And Beck at the top.
Payne almost got that.
Almost got in there, steal there. And steal there by Huber.
That pass by CCA just not on target, and Huber is right there in the right spot.
As 3 steals already.
Oh, that was off.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
They're going to call that on the floor.
Yeah, I think she got that shot off. That would have been nice to have those 2 points.
Mount Vernon will retain possession with the foul. First foul of the game will go against CCA with Stratton. Oh, yeah, that's going to be over the back on Simpson. Or is that going to stay here? Oh, that's going to stay here with a push on Lauer. That's her first. So a free possession here for Mount Vernon. As Huber gets that top key, nowhere to go with it. Trying to get Taylor underneath over to Courtney. Long 3 from Huber, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by CCA.
Great ball handling there by the Mustangs. They did a great job passing it around. They just didn't cash in.
Yeah, Stratton up with it, no good. As Frank, turnover there. Still 3-2 your score. Defensive struggle here right now, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely. We're not getting much points on the board by either team.
5 turnovers between both teams already. As CCA struggling with the defense against Mount Vernon.
Yeah, we're
3-pointer there.
Mustangs are doing a great
from Stroud.
There we go.
Looks like Beck gets the rebound. As that's the first offensive board of the game. Huber to Simpson now, over to Frank. Mount Vernon having trouble with the 1-3-1 as well. As Taylor Frank will take a corner 3. That's air ball. Huber with the offensive board.
Great.
Both teams even on offensive boards and points off boards so far.
So far it's been all Huber and Beck.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Huber. As the top scorers from each team have not scored yet, and we're well over halfway through this quarter as Beck will go to the line.
Chloe's has some shots, but she hasn't capitalized yet.
As substitutions will come in here. Locklear will come back in, as Evans will come in as well, and Stratton. Coming in for the Mustangs is Rasmussen and Jackson. Second shot there, no good. Rebounded by Rasmussen. Rare miss there from CCA at the line. Almost 90% free throw shooting team, Kirk. That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
5-5 your score now. As Frank gets blocked by Stratton. Shot up there from Lawler. That's good for 3. 50% shooter from the arc this year, leading the state. As tipped there from Locklear. CCA takes the lead back 8-5. As CCA,
we got to be really.
Oh man,
geez, we got to be more conscious of making sure we don't throw
as
a ball away
CCA
like
switched
that.
to a 2-3 there, Kirk, on the out of bounds. Now they're back in 2-3 again in the out of bounds, so they're changing up their defense as well. Now back in a 1-3-1. So both teams changing up their defenses here, Kirk. Really interesting here in the first quarter. Real low-scoring game for both sides. Jackson with the long three. Count it, and that's a Copenhagen Associates three-pointer from Aaron Jackson. Ties the game, 8-8. A shot there from Locklear. No good. Rebounded by Huber. Huber will take it up. Gives it to Frank. As CCA back in their 1-3-1 now. As Frank will drive.
Little floater.
Beautiful floater off the back. Mount Vernon takes the lead back, 10-8.
Yeah, it's good to see Courtney getting in there and get some action on some points. We've worked hard on the defensive side to limit them, so it's nice to get a couple points up there.
A shot there from Stratton. That's going to be airmailed.
Yep.
As Niehaus will come in for the Mustangs now for Taylor Frank. Give her a breather as she's been trailing Lawler now for almost 7.5 minutes. As Frank will take it here. Oh, Niehaus in the corner. Rasmussen not quite there. Turnover Mount Vernon. Both teams even on the turnovers so far. Shot up there from CCA by Stratton. That's good.
Candy Stratton. Got two of them out there,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, that is true. Thank you.
Two sisters out there for CCA.
Turnover by Mount Vernon.
And a set of twins playing for Mount Vernon on the varsity.
Shut up there from Lawler, no good. Huber gets the loose ball. As Niehaus is going to get fouled.
There we go, good.
As Candy Stratton.
Yeah, resets the shot clock, so now we don't have a
No
shot
clock. So Mount Vernon will probably try to get the last shot here. A last shot or a great shot. As Simpson and Meester will come in here. Huber now over to Niehaus. Oh, in the corner for Simpson. Ball tipped. Huber with another long three. That's good. Another Copenhagen Associates three-pointer.
That was impressive. There we go. Nice work.
And Frank, excuse me, that was a bad pass there. As Mount Vernon will get the ball back.
They're talking. I think it's CCA's ball.
Nope, it will stay here.
Well, I prefer it this way.
As another turnover for CCA. Both teams with 4 turnovers now, Kirk. And trying to get in there was Simpson to Meester.
Yeah, Beck's got some wingspan on her, and so does Locklear. So Meester's being mobbed here a little bit on the paint. So
as Niehaus with a three. No good. Rebounded by CC. Oh, they get tied up with it.
Almost got it.
And that'll end it.
Okay.
For the first quarter as Mount Vernon leads CCA 13-10. We'll see you on the.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lansing introducing Mobile Service. If your vehicle's in need of light repairs or has an open recall, our team will come directly to your home or place of work to perform those services. That's Lynchburg Chevrolet. Come see how we're servicing a lot of cars in a very different way.
And we're back here at Mount Vernon.
Well, we rattled off 5 quarters, so that was a good way to, take care of the ball and get some points on the board.
Absolutely. As Mount Vernon leads at 13-10, really big back and forth there, Kirk. As we look at some of the stats, Coach asked us to track turnovers Both teams with 4 turnovers so far. Mount Vernon with 3 points off turnovers. CCA with 2. Both teams have 1 offensive board, and both teams have gotten 2 points on offensive board. So pretty even so far. Looking at that, Kirk.
Good.
So far, been a really entertaining game, especially if you like defensive basketball. This has been your game.
Yeah, this is a little bit of
this
a throwback.
is going to be a low-scoring game. This possibly could be a very low-scoring game.
This looks like some of the Mount Vernon girls of past, having low scoring and all defense.
As Frank will take up the top of the key over to Niehaus. Not a good pass there from Josie to Meester as Beck got her hands on it. And three-pointer there.
That was Evans.
As Frank now with it here. Over to Meester in the post. Double team. She gets it in. Sophie Meester on the scorebook now with 2. Mount Vernon takes the lead back. 15-13. Three-pointer there again. That's going to be long from Evans.
Okay,
rebounded by Mount Vernon. 3-on-1 here. Huber with a 3. That was contested from Lawler. As CCA, Mount Vernon doing a good job. No transition baskets yet here for CCA. It's all been from sets. And shot up there from Stratton, Kennedy Stratton. 15-15 your score now. Tie ball game once again. As Huber now top the key. They're just not going to be able to get that, I think.
No, I don't think so.
I think that's not going to be there tonight. You're going to have to give good passes or probably lob passes to Meester.
When you're eye to eye with your opponent,
which you haven't done all year.
Yeah, she has not been in this situation only but once or twice in some other games.
I might have to go with some sets now.
We'll have to figure out how to work around that.
Long 3 there, in and out by Evans. No good, rebounded by Mount Vernon. Courtney Frank will take it up. As CCA, Kurt, doing a good job of taking away the corner shot and trapping in the corner with their 1-3-1. As they're running different offense now. This looks like man, as they're trailing Simpson and a couple other players. So they're now in man offense, or it's man defense.
Yeah, get it up, get it up.
As Meester's fouled. So a change of defense there leads to a foul on CCA as Meester will go to the line. And that'll be on Beck, her first, team's first of the quarter. Meester off the back of the rim there. This is the first. Boy, both teams are really changing up the way they're approaching this game, Kirk, as we've seen 2 very different defenses. As they were in man there, that really surprised me that CCA went with a man there.
All right. Well, she got 1 point off that, so that's good.
Shot up there by Evans. She's good for 3.
Both of hers have been big arching rainbows.
So Lawler is not the leading scorer right now, or Locklear. Really interesting that you're seeing the ball from other people as Taylor Frank will travel there. 18-16 your score, 5:13 left to go here in the second. As Mount Vernon will get in a 2-2 with the trailer still. Coach Sanderson sticking with that defense. And that's going to be a foul on Meester as she went to reach there on Beck. Or excuse me, on Locklear. That's her first, team's first of the quarter. As Locklear, first one, that's going to be way short. As Sam Scrange will come in now for CCA. And the second one by Locklear. That'll be in. Okay. As CCA leading the turnover battle right now and points off turnovers with 6. As good drive here by Frank, gets the ball blocked. CCA will get into transition, nothing there. Good job by the Mustangs to hustle back on defense.
Yeah, we haven't had to work for those kind of points in a long time. Some of the other points that we've had, those would have been buckets and points on the board for us.
And ooh! As Meester called on the foul. Crowd thought that was all ball there. But I think what happened there, she hit her with the body, not the arm. As Locklear makes the first. I think Chloe hit her body with it and just happened to block the ball as well. I think that's what the call was there.
Well, it's only her second for the night, so we're still in good shape.
Locklear will make both. 21-16 your score now. As CCA back in man here. Strange to see man in girls basketball lately. Because Rasmussen was a good move there. And Locklear shot, that was a hopefully I get fouled shot. As Mustangs push it up the court. As Huber able to drive. As Mount Vernon gets it back within one, 21-20. 3:20 to go here in the half. And shot up there, wide open, as Kenny Stratton. Boy, the scorebook looks really interesting in this one, Kirk. Both top scorers have hardly scored in this game so far.
Team leader in quarters.
Both team leaders in scoring have not scored a lot. As Frank now nowhere to go with it. Good cut there by Huber. 24-22 to score now. Evans to Locklear. Locklear throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Frank. As Huber with it. And she'll get it over to Frank in the corner. Frank going to try to drive over to Simpson back in the corner. Corner three from Simpson. That's good. Mustangs take back the lead, 25-24. Another Copenhagen Associates
timely
three-pointer. Frank almost tipped it there. Up from Sam Scrunge. Or Scraig, excuse me. (26-25) the score now. 9 seconds left in the half. And that's going to stay here.
Good heads-up call by Brindley.
As Jackson will come in for Simpson. This has been an interesting first half of basketball here, Kirk.
Yeah, no kidding.
As Huber gets blocked.
She almost stole it back.
And almost stole it back.
There you go. Another turnover.
As that'll bring CCA's turnovers up to 5. Three-pointer there by Frank. Another Copenhagen Associates three-pointer. Mount Vernon making them drain right now.
Oh, she's wide open.
And shot there.
That was a good look. She just missed it.
And offensive board by CCA. And that's good for 3.
That's Evans' third three-pointer.
As she only averages 7 points a game, Kirk.
Well, she's doing well tonight.
Doing well tonight, 29-28. About 5-second differential from shot clock to game clock. Rasmussen with a drive, doesn't go in. Almost gets the rebound. As CCA will probably hold it for the last one. No, they're going to push up in transition.
Oh, there we go.
Travel there from Evans.
Good. Let's get some points on the board. Let's drive in there, get a play set up. We got our starting lineups back in there. So let's finish this out with a good first half.
Locklear will come back in too for CCA. As Huber now, nowhere to go with it. Oh, try to get off. That's going to be a kick.
Kind of saved us there.
That definitely did save us.
5.7 on the shot clock, or the game clock, excuse me. So as long as we get this set up inbounds, I think we can get a good shot off here.
As Meester gives up with it. Oh, doesn't quite get it. And that'll end the first half. As CCA leads Mount Vernon 29-28. And we'll head to break as we'll bring you.
New window coverings are a fantastic way to update and transform a space, and in this part of the country, we hope you'll consider Budget Blinds. Your local franchisee, the Sill family, and their many team members recently received 2 huge national honors. They won the National Franchisee of the Year award from Budget Blinds, and they earned our National Best of the Best award for customer satisfaction based on their record of outstanding customer reviews for years. We love that Budget Blinds has the huge selection and buying power of a big national chain, but operates with the personal touch that comes with local family businesses. If you're looking for stunning blinds, shades, shutters, drapery, the Budget Blinds team has what you need both residentially and commercially. The Sill family will bring many great design ideas to the table in an in-home consultation. Then their installation teams will make sure that your window coverings are installed professionally, ensuring many years of enjoyment. Please visit budgetblinds.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Budget Blinds, style and service for every budget.
And welcome back here to Mount Vernon. We actually have a halftime show sponsor now, Kirk, believe it or not. Downtown Dental.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us on our sponsor list.
As they will sponsor the halftime show with 3rd grade club basketball. As we'll bring you some of the unofficial stats from the first half. Kirk, you got the points.
Well, yeah, I missed somebody's free throw on CCA's side, but let's see here. Lena Evans, number 15 for CCA's leading scorers on their side, and Sydney Huber has 12 for the Mustangs. But on the point side for the Mustangs, we're spreading it around. All of our starters got points. A couple of our bench players have points. Yeah, so we got 7 different scores on the Mount Vernon side and 5 different scores on the CCA side. But as you were noting earlier, it's more about a defensive battle tonight. I wasn't expecting that as much, Paul. How about you?
I'm not surprised that it'd be a defensive battle. Both these teams are top 5 in their respective classes in points given up in a game, so no surprise there from either side. On the stats here, some other stats. Both teams have 6 turnovers right now. Both teams have 6 points off of turnovers right now. CCA is out rebounding Mount Vernon on the offensive board side 3-1. And for second chance points, Mount Vernon has 2, CCA with 5. Wow. So as we look at that battle, which will be the battle of the night for those stats there.
Well, it's going to come down to whoever's got the ball last.
It might come down to that,
yeah.
Kirk, the way this has been back and forth. Several lead changes, several ties between the teams so far.
Yes.
Not surprised there in this one.
Yeah, we've talked about that a few times where we thought the teams looked like they were evenly matched, and we were expecting a game right down to the wire. And for whatever reason, we really haven't had too many of those yet this year. And I think we might be in for one tonight.
Absolutely. As third graders here playing with a bigger hoop than they normally are used to, Kirk, about 2 foot higher. But that ain't stopping them.
Hasn't stopped Nissen. It hasn't stopped Simpson. We've got a couple good little scores down there.
Yeah. Oh, nice block there. So, Kirk, as we look at the schedule here for Mount Vernon coming up, don't know when the Marion game will be.
We don't know. That's correct. Yep.
Probably next week, a Thursday, maybe a Saturday here. Might be a Saturday. It wouldn't shock me if they want to do a Saturday game more than a Thursday game.
Well, you're right on. Jeff Linder's got your stats down about exactly the same, as even as can be.
See, that's what I did in high school. I took the stats all the time. I was usually pretty on. And these the stats I'm doing tonight were probably my favorite stats to do when I coach, Kirk, because it points off of turnovers and second chance points. To me, that tells you a good story of the game so far as points you shouldn't give up.
Sure.
And so far, both teams are very even in that. As a lot of turnovers there in that first quarter for both teams. Very uncharacteristic for both teams, but both of them even on the points given up side. So, yeah, very interesting game so far, as we thought it would. I mean, no team was going to run out and probably dominate this game.
Yeah.
As the best two teams record-wise headed into from the WaMac tonight, playing in this one. Kirk, the only thing I'm glad about is we don't have to play CCA twice, because, boy, that would be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, tomorrow night, we know it's postponed. It hasn't been rescheduled yet.
Then Tuesday
is the Solon game at Solon.
At Solon, yep. Big game
that's
there.
The big first one. And then we follow up with that with a Friday night game with West Delaware.
Is that here or on the road?
That's here.
That's here, okay.
Yep. And then we'll probably squeeze that Marion game in there somewhere, but not quite sure where yet.
Maybe Saturday.
Yep. And then January 23rd, we're back on with CPU. That's here at Mount Vernon. And whoops. The North Lynn game.
Yes.
That's going to be a big
about
one.
that one. That's a big one,
that's
too.
January 25th, which they're number one.
Number one in 2A.
2A
right?
or 2A or 1A?
I thought they were 2A now.
Well, regardless, they're number one. They're a really good team.
They are a really good team.
And take your pick. They'll be number one in either one of those classes. So
absolutely.
Is that a doubleheader night? Boys girls doubleheader
for
North Lynn?
No, I do not believe so.
They got us on the calendar playing the varsity and the JV game at the same time.
I have to go look at that one.
At North Lynn, so.
Real quick, Kirk, big event coming up here. The Mount Vernon boys and girls basketball team are teaming up with Beat Cancer Today and Cause Team, as well as the Mount Vernon Lions Club here in town, to help raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer for the February 2nd basketball game against Solon. And there is a contest between both schools to see who can sell the most Beat Cancer shirts.
Yes, absolutely. They're good-looking shirts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can actually go to Cause Team and get those shirts, Kirk.
I think the order that was sent out by Coach Sanderson, I think that has closed up, I believe. But you're right. I think you can go into Cause Team and they'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
They always do.
And that'll be a really cool game, as that's going to be a big game just in general to see who wins the east side of the WaMac, maybe the overall as well, depending on what happens with CCA here.
All right.
But anyway, go to Cause Team and look for the Beat Cancer Today shop and support your Mustangs and childhood cancer awareness. As we'll head back to the game here.
Well, I think if we could just get a couple more of our shots to drop, the ones that we've taken have, we had to work very hard for, and then we end up with a miss or empty points on some of those possessions. If we could pull some of those points back in, that would suit us much better.
And the thing was to stop Lawler, stop Lawler, stop Lawler. And that's been done so far.
Done it.
She only has 3. And somebody else had to step up, and that's been Evans for CCA.
Both their leading scorers are off the bench.
That's what's amazing to me right now is that you are correct. Both leading scorers are off the bench for both teams, so somebody had to step up.
Kennedy Stratton, the sophomore, she's got 7, and Alina Evans, their other sophomore, she's got 9. They both had significant playing time for the Clippers, not in a starting capacity, but that kind of is the tail of the tape tonight, is just the fact that we're doing really good. I think both teams are doing a really good job of shutting down the main post scores and then the big points. And
absolutely,
they're continue to have to work hard for every inch and every bit.
Mount Vernon running a 2-2 zone with a trailer, which would be Taylor Frank on Lawler, and then CCA really switching up down there, going 1-3-1 on sometimes, then switching up to man, which you hardly ever see in girls basketball.
They transitioned in and out of a couple different defensive and offenses on CCA's side tonight.
So both teams came in here with a strategy of totally throwing their opponent off guard, and that has shown so far with the score of 29-28. Both teams coming into the game, Kurt, were averaging over 60 points a game.
Yeah,
well over 60 points a game.
Well, I think CCA was just a hair under,
and we were over.
And we were just a hair or two over.
So that may not happen tonight. It'll be CCA's ball here to start the third quarter here.
Okay.
And Mount Vernon giving CCA a lot of.
There we go.
Nice work, Meester Chloe. With a steal.
That's a good way to start the game in the second half.
As Schieber now over to Frank. Now CCA back in 1-3-1 to start the third. And turnover there. Oh, nope. Frank gets the ball back.
Is that 2 turnovers?
Nope,
or is that
that's not
a turnover?
That's not a turnover. Didn't quite have possession of it. CCA did. Simpson with the 3, no good. Rebound by the Clippers. Now Frank gets a steal.
Good.
Mount Vernon hoping to get points off of this turnover. Frank with the ball dead, nowhere to go. She can't shoot it, or she could shoot it. Not a good shot, though, as Frank with a 3. That's in. That's a Copenhagen Associates 3. Mount Vernon takes the lead in the turnover battle. 4 points.
That's appropriate. Copenhagen's sponsoring that 3, so very good. Taylor's got that.
With the rebound. Now Mustangs looking to push it here. As good transition basket there. Count it.
Yes.
Now the energy's really switched here. Mount Vernon starts off 5-0 in the quarter as they have a chance to start off with 6-0.
Chloe Meester usually plays the game pretty even keel the entire time, but when you and Paul, you and I have both seen it, when she gets fired up and she gets excited about something, holy smoke, she starts getting on fire.
So 6-0 start for the Mustangs here in the half. 2 quick turnovers and a really bad shot, and all of a sudden Mount Vernon leads by 5. As Frank tries to get the turnover. And that'll be a jump ball, so another turnover. 3 turnovers and a bad shot for CCA to start off this one. That gets them up to 9 turnovers so far on the game, Kirk.
Oh, jeez.
10 points off of turnovers for the Mustangs here so far. As they try again. Meester now over to Frank. Franklin going to drive. She's actually going to drive in there and gets the shot.
Got it.
12 points off of turnovers for the Mustangs. And just like that, Mount Vernon has a comfortable lead in this game. As good job there by Kaylee Stratton. Good moves underneath the basket as the run ends. Mount Vernon with a great start to the third quarter here. Mount Vernon looking to run their offense as Franca try again, nowhere to go, turns it over. Has a good job of swinging it around there by CCA. That's going to be short from Sam Scrange. As that's not how you want to have that possession go for CCA. Evans will come back in now. 36-31 your score. Mount Vernon up by 4. Frank now over to Huber underneath. In the corner to Simpson. Back to Frank. Frank gonna, she tripped over her own feet. She was wide underneath the basket. That was gonna be a layup as the defense got caught off. As Huber with a foul there on Beck.
Not much else you can do there.
Nope. It's turnover by Mount Vernon. Ugh.
Still up by 5.
Yeah, that's Huber's second. Team's first of the quarter. Both teams with 1 so far. Real short there by Beck.
Ah, she touched the net. Got right underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll take her second. Yeah, that's going to be off the front of the rim, rebounded by Huber. And that's a foul on Lawler.
Well, I'll take it, Paul.
Oh, yes.
The free throw shooting tonight by CCA has been a little surprising for me.
Absolutely, as they come in with almost 90% free throw shooting as a team. I think it was 88.8%.
Yeah, it was high.
As 15-footer there.
Yeah. Almost got it.
No good. Evans now with it. Simpson trying to get the steal. Nowhere to go from Evans. Over to Beck. Now to Locklear. She in and out. Still 36-31 the score. Both teams have not scored for about 2 minutes here, Kirk.
Yeah, we came out hot.
Frank now looking to drive into a double team there.
Now slowed down a little bit on the shooting.
As Meester with a block.
Good.
At least got a hand on it. Give her half a block.
Well, she caused enough disruption that the shot didn't go in.
Huber with a 10-footer. Once the foul, doesn't get it.
Referees are letting them play.
As both teams looking really out of control here in the last 2 possessions. Beck trying to get around Meester. Draws the foul.
She got less contact on that one than she did the last one.
That should be her 3rd, I believe. As Beck will head back to the line.
It's always interesting after a foul when the referee comes up to the player that committed the foul and whispers something to them.
And she airballs it again. As this is the thing that's helped CCA all year is their free throw shooting, Kirk. and it has not helped them tonight so far.
Yeah, they're off. Chloe's going to take a little rest of 3.
And Beck makes that one.
There we go.
36-32 the score. Mount Vernon up by 4.
Well, if we can hold CCA to single digits in the 3rd period, that'd be pretty impressive.
Oh, and that's tipped there from Beck. Not a good pass there to Rasmussen. Turnover Mount Vernon.
Crowd thought there was a walk.
As both teams, Kirk, with 9 turnovers so far in this game. Stratton looking to drive, nowhere to go. Over to Locklear. 10-footer, no good. As Coach Anderson said, that's one of her best shots, and it hasn't helped her tonight. And that's going to be a foul.
Man, that was a bullet pass.
That was a bullet pass. That'll be on Lawler. Her second, I believe.
Those always make me nervous, especially sitting on the side up here.
Oh, that's Lawler's 3rd, Kirk. Wow.
Well,
so she's probably going to come out. And do they get the sub in time? They do not. As Mustangs nowhere to go with it there. Huber looking to drive. That's going to be off her feet. As Candy Stratton will come in now for CCA, as Lawler will be on the bench. It was 29-28 or 28-27 at half, Kirk.
it was 29-28.
29-28.
So we were down 1.
3-pointer from Stratton there, no good. Oh, Locklear get the rebound.
But an 8-point run by the Mustangs coming out of the half was so far it's the tale of the game.
As Rasmussen can't handle it. Another turnover by Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon now in double digits for turnovers. Evans for 3. She's been hot, no good.
Yeah,
good job by Huber to tip the ball. Frank now looking to drive.
There we
Gets
go.
past the double team, and that's in.
That was a very nice looking play.
As she kept it all the way down, just dribbled past the defense of CCA and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Brindley's got her work cut out for her down there.
She does now, as 2 bigs against 1's going to be really hard here. As was that Beck or Locklear up there
That
with
was Locklear.
it? As Locklear up with it. Auburn still leads by 4, 38-34. As Frank now with it at the top. As Rasmussen just can't handle the ball right now. She's having a tough time out there, Kirk. 3 straight turnovers for the Mustangs.
Well, 35 more seconds, and we'll get a little rest, and we can regroup. We still have
Haley Stratton with a 3, and that puts it within 1.
That puts it within 1. Yep.
As Frank now looking to drive, nowhere to go with it.
Well, I think we're working the clock a little bit. She didn't want to go up in there.
Rasmussen now back to Frank. Huber with a 15-footer off the front of the rim, wasn't able to get it in. As, well, change of +2 from halftime as Mount Vernon leads CCA 38-37. As doing my math here, Kirk, turnover battle, Mount Vernon 11 so far, CCA with 9. The points off turnovers is the big thing right now, Kirk. Mount Vernon with 13 points off turnovers, CCA with 9. On the offensive board, still Mount Vernon only with 1 offensive board, CCA with 4. And second chance points, Mount Vernon with 2, CCA with 5. But no second chance points were given up in that half by the Mustangs, so good job there on the boards.
Yeah. Well, we're just basically flip-flopping on points. I mean, we had a 3-point lead at the first period. We had a 1-point deficit at the halftime. Now we got a 1-point lead going into the third.
Largest lead of this game has been 6 points by Mount Vernon, and that was in the third quarter. Before that, it was 5 points, and late in the first quarter for the Mustang or for CCA. So it has definitely been back and forth. As we look to the fourth quarter here, Kirk, I assume taking care of the ball is probably going to be the biggest thing here.
Right there, Chloe's back in. Give her a minute to compose herself and get a little breather and get her back in there. She's done a good job shutting down points down there. She just has not scored as many points as she typically does in a normal game.
As Meester, they go after her. As Locklear, no good there. Alvaro pushed it up the court. And nice shot there. Oh, man. They are trailing Simpson, and I get what they're trying to do there. They're kind of in a triangle and two now, trailing Frank and Simpson, but Courtney Frank recognizes that, so she's like, I'm just going to dribble down the middle.
Yeah, that's the second one she's gotten in there.
So 3 different types of offense or defense we've seen tonight from CCA. Mount Vernon still leads the game, though. Stratton, good moves there on Meester. And CCA takes the lead back, 38-39. As trying to pass there to Jackson. Tip there from CCA.
Hey,
switches. Sorry.
Hey,
switches. Sorry about that.
There
we go. Didn't mean to do that. I thought I hit it.
Thanks, Mike Cranston, for pointing that out and getting us fixed up.
I'm going to hear a lot from him later, I'm sure.
Well, we had, a couple minutes there of
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Our lovely faces.
Well, at least they could kind of see the game in the lower box there, but I thought I hit the button. My mistake. As Meester double team there. Jackson with a 3. That's off the rim, rebounded by Frank. Mount Vernon's only second O board of the night. And that's going to be a foul. Looks like Evans. First team foul of the quarter. Neither team has gotten to the bonus either, Kirk. That's really interesting.
That's kind of strange, yeah.
So not a lot of free throw shooting from either team. Really good defense by both teams tonight. Meester nowhere to go with it. Niehaus in the game now.
The force that they've been passing tonight, must have been stress.
Frank with a 3. That's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by CCA.
And they've had some bullet passes between even short distances between all the girls.
CCA looking to add to their lead here. As Frank almost with the steal on Locklear. Mount Vernon back in 2-3 now. No more 2-2 for them. All right, is it going to be over the back, or is it, what are we going to do here? That's going to be on CCA. That could have went either way.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the call was.
Second team foul for the Mustangs. Beck's second foul. As no team has scored yet, Kirk, as we're over 3 minutes into the quarter here.
Yeah.
And almost a turnover again.
Kaylee Stratton had a 2-point bucket.
Oh, thank you. That's right. It was a 1-point game at half. Thank you.
Yep. At the third.
At the third. Thank you.
A lot going on here.
There's a lot going on.
And we're trying to pay attention to this exciting game. So.
And timeout CCA, their second timeout of the game. I think we'll take a break here as well, Kirk, as CCA leaves.
Give me a break here.
CCA leaves Mount.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lansing, introducing Mobile Service. If your vehicle's in need of light repairs or has an open recall, our team will come directly to your home or place of work to perform those services. That's Lynchburg Chevrolet. Come see how we're servicing a lot of cars in a very different way.
For a win tonight.
And we're back. As
Paul's trying to calm me down a little bit. He's trying to calm my nerves because I'm getting nervous here.
See, I was always the iced man on the bench. I was emotionalist, so I can calm people down pretty good.
I've been thinking about this game since like Tuesday morning.
Well, I originally wasn't going to be able to be to this game, but then with the snow day on Tuesday, I'm here for this one. It's been absolutely worth it. Jim Beatty was going to call in or pitch hit for me, and luckily snow day happened. So as we get set again here, as CCA. Three-pointer there from Stratton, no good. CCA gets the offensive board. They're 5th of the night. And three-pointer there from Evans. 8 points now. 8 second chance points now. 8 second chance points now for CCA. That's been their big difference in this game, why they're leading. And steal there from CCA. As Frank jumped, Evans
disrupted her enough.
Disrupted her enough. Yep. As Mount Vernon gets the rebound, 42-38, your score. Simpson with a long three. Wow. Gets it back within one.
That was aggressive. I like it.
Been quiet tonight. Well, all of a sudden, making her presence known as travel on CCA. Their 10th turnover of the night.
We've been at 1 point way too much in this game.
Both teams have.
One way or the other. And it's been a close one.
I'd say there's at least been 7 lead changes so far here, Kirk, tonight. Frank with a three. Ooh, off the back of the rim.
I think the toe was over, but
yeah, I think you're right. That might have been a long two.
He had it up for his hand up for a three, so we'll see.
Oh, that's gonna be over and back.
There we go.
Oh, yep. I was gonna say there's no way she got that back over. Another turnover, 2 straight turnovers for CCA.
Locklear just looked the other direction right as that pass was coming. It went off her shoulder. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Both teams even in the turnover battle now, Kirk. 12 apiece. It's 2 straight turnovers for CCA. Mount Vernon trying to capitalize off them. Into Rasmussen.
Take it.
Gets it up there. Good defense there by Beck. Locklear with it. Rasmussen trying to block her. No good there. Locklear, good help defense there and good pass there from Locklear to Beck. 44-41 your score, under 3 to go. Mount Vernon needs a bucket here. As they're going to run a set. Into Rasmussen at the high post, trying to hand it off to Frank. That's going to be a foul.
Nice play
on
set
Kaylee
up, nice
Stratton.
drive.
The old handoff play there.
That'll get Chloe back in the game.
That's her third for Stratton. Third foul on CCA here, Kirk. Interesting. So they have 2 more to give. Neither team has gotten to the bonus in this game as Taylor Frank makes the first. Franklin to get within 1.
Come on.
And in and out, but Meester gets the rebound. All right, they're going to call it for a foul. This could go either way. And I think that's going to be on CCA.
Yep.
And that'll be on Locklear. That's her first of the night. So Mount Vernon with a free possession here is to get the offensive board and the foul. Next foul, Mount Vernon being in the bonus for the rest of the game. As Frank looking to drive, nowhere to go with it. To Meester. Meester's going to drive, and she's going to get fouled. I think that's Beck's fourth now, as Mount Vernon in the bonus for the rest of the game. This could be the thing that separates the two teams here, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely. That's a little surprising coming down the stretch. A team like CCA, I don't think they would get themselves in that kind of trouble, but holy
as
cow.
Meester makes it.
Okay, good.
Mount Vernon within one. And the second one off the front of the rim. 44-43 your score. 2:20 left to go in this one. Evans from the corner thought about it, as that's going to be a foul on Frank. First one on the Mustangs. They have fouls to give. That'll be a shooting foul.
That was okay. Please.
Frank's first foul of the game. Team's first of the quarter. And does not get the bounce. Locklear. So it'll still be a one-possession game. Second shot is good. That was good all the way. Yeah, CCA looking to press here. And they'll get it in. Oh, look out there, Simpson. Able to handle it. Mount Vernon going to regular offense now. 2 minutes left to go in this one. Mount Vernon down by 2. Frank nowhere to go with it. Looking for somebody open. Huber's there. Gets it in. Mount Vernon ties the game, 45-45. Probably about 2 or 3 possessions left for each team in this one. That's going to be a push. Travel. Excuse me.
Wow.
On Locklear.
Okay.
I thought that was a push, but no, they're going to call a travel. And Coach Sweeney for CCA showing his disposition. 45-45 the score. CCA looking to press here. Now they're going to back off. Doesn't want to give up the easy transition basket. Frank nowhere to go with it. Over to Meester. Now back to Frank.
Good shot, no turnover. That's all we're working on.
Do not want to give a live ball turnover at least here. As Frank, the announcer's curse did it. Turnover there from Mount Vernon. And CCA will call a timeout. Full timeout here. As I'll let my partner here take a little bit of a breath. Mount Vernon.
Don't let your aches and pains go untreated. Don't be content with less than ideal function of your body. Get back to an active and progressing lifestyle with help from Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness. At Ability Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness, our team of professional therapists, trainers, and office staff are dedicated to getting you back in your optimal physical function. Choose one of our 4 convenient locations in Center Point, Marion, Mount Vernon, and Solon. For total patient care, choose Ability Physical Therapy.
All right. And we're back here in Mount Vernon, as this has been a really exciting game, probably the most exciting of the year so far.
I agree. This has been a really good game. It's been pretty darn exciting.
It's
too.
just really unfortunate. One of these teams is not going to be undefeated when they leave here in 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Because both teams have just played really great basketball.
All right.
As 1 minute, 4 seconds left to go here. Game tied at 45. Mount Vernon in the bonus have 4 fouls to give before CCA's in the bonus, so huge advantage to Mount Vernon. And Mount Vernon also has the possession arrow. As Stratton
There we go. There we
Missed
go.
dribbled it. Oh, trying to get the jump ball. Did they call timeout? Yes, they did.
Darn it.
Heads up there from CCA.
Good job on CCA's part. Poor Chloe had that ball in and out of her fingers about 3 times.
Oh, boy. If it would have been, and Coach Sweeney knew if it was a jump ball, it's Mount Vernon's ball. But CCA only has 17 seconds here on the shot clock.
9.5 or so seconds off the clock. So that was a quick possession there.
Well, Kirk, your second half prediction of whoever gets the ball last might win this game is looking more and more like that might be true. As this one's going to go down to the wire. As CCA will bring it in.
In the corner, get him in there. There you go. There you go, Courtney. Come on.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Locklear shoots it up, gets it in. Under 40 now. CCA up by 2. 3-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Help her out, help her out.
And that'll be off CCA as Beck get the tip, and Coach Anderson will call a timeout now. 25.5 left to go here. 3.5 difference between the shot and game clock, so they can hold on to it. As we're up to 300 views here, Kirk, so really
it's a good game for everybody to
watch here.
On, yeah. Everybody must be back from the grocery store from stocking up for our winter storm coming in tomorrow.
Blizzard now.
Yeah,
it's going to be a blizzard now.
Supposed to be picking up. Hopefully we're getting out of here without any kind of snow. We'll get all home and tucked in, and that's all we have to worry about.
Yes, this has been definitely an exciting game.
Let's see which one of these teams gets to go home for the next snow break here and be victorious. All right, Mustangs, let's get this done.
As Kirk, CCA only has 1 timeout left, so interesting there.
They've taken quite a few.
They have taken quite a few.
They were all really good timeouts at the right time to save a possession.
As this is the ball game here. As Meester gets it. Over to Frank. Frank looking to drive. She's got wide open underneath them. And she gets it. Tie game again. Shot clock goes off. 47-47. Three-pointer from Evans. Oh, she makes it.
Wow.
Oh, timeout. Whoa, there's way more clock left on there. So there's about 10 seconds left. And I assume they'll fix that. As the bench player, Evans, clutch 3. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Well, that's the person you want shooting there. You don't want Locklear or you don't want Lauer to make that last shot, and Evans had it.
That's her 5th three-pointer. And
she's probably the leading scorer tonight for CCA. I would be willing to bet.
She is, and I kid you not, from our vantage point, Paul, those looked like huge arching rainbows.
They did, and somebody from CCA had to step up in this game tonight, and it has been Lena Evans, the sophomore.
Right on.
The sophomore, she's just stepped up.
Well, so Mustangs need to draw up a 3-point play. The basket's got to go in.
So they're going to put 8.9 here on the clock.
Push this one to overtime.
Well, does CCA foul here and take away the 3?
That's not a bad strategy.
That's what I would do. I'd say foul them, take away the 3, they go to the line. So look out for them fouling.
Make the first one, miss the second one.
You got to miss the second one. And
get the putback.
Oh, boy. So they are going to go full court press here. So not a lot of time. Into Frank. Oh, somebody's got to shoot it. It's over to Taylor. She shoots it up. No good. CCA will get out of here with the win. As a heartbreaking loss for Mount Vernon. Heartbreaking loss. As CCA will win this one 50-47. As both teams played their heart out.
Yeah. That was a really good game that we just watched there, Paul.
That was probably one of the best games you'll see all year in Eastern Iowa for girls basketball. That was tough.
You're right. It's disappointing for either one of these teams to walk out here with a loss because the way they both played, I was like, holy cow, that was incredible. Obviously, you and I were hoping for a Mount Vernon win on this one. But, man, oh, man.
I think there was definitely some confusion there at the end.
Yeah. Hats off to CCA. They played a tremendous game. They proved that they're worthy of their record and their the ranking that they got right now. I mean, they're a
and the
really
rankings
good team.
will come out next week. It would not surprise me with CCA with that win. They're probably going to be number one.
I don't know. Dallas Center Grimes, holy
good,
smokes, they're really good. So I'm not sure they're going to leapfrog them as long as they don't lose.
Boy, though, five wins over ranked teams, though, Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Five wins over ranked teams.
I was thinking about this earlier today. One thing that, as a team, you got to put yourself in positions to win games, and Mount Vernon's done that.
Yep.
They played phenomenal this entire season. There's not a single thing that you could take away from them in their effort tonight. I mean, they definitely tried. A couple of baskets, one or two free throws that maybe missed, but they were in this game all the way to that last shot. A little bit confusion as you were mentioning there to get it up at the end there, but I think this morning I was thinking through this. You'd rather have a loss and kind of learn a little bit about yourself as a team and how you can rebound and recover from a loss now.
Yep.
During the season when you got some coaching time to think through it and dig in again and find out what does it say about you as a team. And we witnessed a couple of really good opponents that we played already that they've dug in and gone into some wins, and now we're going to get the other sports psychology analogy of let's find out who we are after a loss. So
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have anything to be ashamed about after this one. I mean, both teams, somebody had to step up for both teams in order to win this game. And for CCA, it was Lena Evans. And for us, you probably have to say Courtney Frank, who really hasn't scored that much all year.
Yeah, she did a tremendous job. Let's see. I think I got a little bit excited. I might have lost some of my counts there, but I think both the Frank sisters had 8. Hubner had 14. And the leading scorer for
what I found real interesting, Kirk,
CCA
is the leading scorers coming into both these games were really not a factor on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's
neither
correct.
one of them were big factors.
Chloe Meester was held way under her average. She ended up with 8 points. That's half her average.
And Lauer, really, you wouldn't even know she was playing in the game. I mean, that 2-2 box and one kind of defense there.
3 points, Paul.
They held her to 3 points, and she averages 18 on the year. So, you took her
crazy.
out of the game.
Which that says a lot for CCA.
And somebody had to step up.
They got another person on the bench that came up and basically replaced all of her points.
Yep.
So 15 out of Lauer and 3 out of
15 out of Evans and 3 out of Lauer.
15 out of Evans and 3 out of Lauer. That makes up for her.
And you know what? If I'm Coach Sanderson, I'm like, that's what they had to do to win. Somebody from them had to step up and make threes, and she did. And you know what? I would go away with that saying, you know what? I executed my game plan. and CCA just was able to find a way to make points, and they did. If you're CCA coming out of this one, you're like, we can find other ways to win.
Yes.
And that's big for them too. So I think both teams to go away with this game, Kirk, just both with their heads held high, because it's just you played the game and you can't really pinpoint anywhere, where.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was just back and forth. There was a lot of lead changes, a lot of ties.
Yeah, there's, I don't like the word more in his job. So,
as Coach Sanderson's here, as Kirk will get out here. As Coach Sanderson will get the headset on. Well, the game plan was executed well, and we both thought, as both coaches coach, that somebody from them had to step up, and that was Lena Evans off the bench, and she did. And so sometimes that's just the way it goes, and I assume our girls have their heads pretty held high, because the game execution was flawless. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of good things here tonight. I mean, obviously Clear Creek is, one of the best teams, if maybe the best team in Eastern Iowa here. And the whole goal, we talked about in the pregame, was just to make sure that we didn't want Lauer to beat us. And that's kind of talking to a few other coaches that have played them. It was like, if you can just try to limit her, you'll have a chance to hang around,
And you limited her to 3 points all night.
Yep.
You wouldn't even know she was out there. I mean, that's how well the defense did tonight.
And Locklear had a nice game inside where we lost her on some coverages a little bit, but to have a chance with the ball at the end, Taylor Frank made a great layup there to tie the score, 10 seconds left, and maybe we should have taken a timeout there. Maybe we should have been a little more organized on our baseline out of bounds. But I think if you had asked us before the game, you want to have a chance to tie the score with 10 seconds left, that we would certainly take that against such a good team here tonight. Absolutely.
And the defensive effort was great. Offensively, Coach Boy, Coach Sweeney kind of had the same idea as you. We're going to switch up our defense too. And boy, I saw at least 3 different types of defenses out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the 1-3-1 early. That's what they've been playing a lot of here, coming out of break and before break, and they played Solon exclusively in 1-3-1. And I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you, that they got out of it, because we were a little bit sketchy with our passes there, especially late in the first quarter, where I thought, boy, we might turn this thing over for too many layups, and they could get away from us a little bit. And when they went to man-to-man, we're more comfortable. It slowed the game down quite a bit as well for both teams. And we had to work pretty hard to move the ball. They made Sydney's touches, pretty limited, and that's, again, I do the same thing, right? If you just don't help off of her and make it tough for her to catch it, and then they have the size to match up with our size inside. So, matchup-wise, athletically, we don't really have an advantage, and against a lot of teams we do somewhere. And, again, that's what makes Clear Creek so difficult, right, to play against. And still, there we were right at the end.
So looking at, you said turnovers. I kept track, Coach, of the game here. We had 13, from my count, we had 13 turnovers. Am I right on that?
That's what we had, 13 for us and 12 for them.
12 for them, yep, that's what I got. So what was really interesting, I kept track of the points off turnovers, Coach. We had 13, they had 9.
Yeah.
So really good there. If you look at anything here, on the offensive board, second chance points, they had 5, we had 3. We had 3 points, second chance points. They had 8, and I mean that probably might be the little thing that made a difference there for them.
Yeah, and you think about how the zone has to work, playing a 2-2 with a chaser there. I mean, it's not a great. I think we rebounded well. We only gave up 4 total rebounds, but then you get so skewed in your shape that just the kick out and the one more, or it leads to a putback, and so it makes it tough to get back into that or get reset in it. And they were able to score, as you said, off of a couple of those O boards, and we were not. We might have kept the possession alive, but weren't necessarily able to turn it right into points. And again, some of that's just credit to their size inside and their effort at finding bodies and making it difficult for us.
Absolutely, but I mean, the whole team has to hold their head high on this one, Coach. I mean, we found ways to beat them too. I mean, I saw them playing that man. They were trying to take away our 3 ball there, and we responded well. And And they played some 2-3 I saw a little bit there as well. So, I mean, for having 3 different defenses thrown at you, you got to be proud of the way they reacted to that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just an even game.
It was an absolutely even game, yeah.
We had equal turnovers, equal offensive rebounds. We shot 42, they shot 45, and they just made one more shot at the end.
Yep.
And, again, you don't get a lot of high school basketball games that are going to be competitive and that close at the end. We haven't had very many of those late game situations. In fact, we haven't had any that have come down to a single possession. And so, we've worked on some of those things over break, but it's a little bit different when you're in that situation. And like I said, we could have coached it a little bit better, maybe on the last possession, knowing what we wanted, or maybe getting the timeout at half court, with 5 or 6 seconds left. But But we got some kind of a look there, and again, we'll grow from it. And I think that's the best thing, that even though we lost this game, I think we're going to take some confidence away that we can play with just about anybody, certainly on our schedule here. And we've got some, room for growth too. And this game, you play good teams. That's the value of this stretch here for us, is that's going to, that's going to show us, these good teams are going to show us places where we just got to get better. And we've got some time to do that before we get to the postseason.
Absolutely. And these are definitely team builder games. You learn from them. And, you hold your head high, and you learn from the little mistakes that you did in this game, and you just move on. So next week, Solon on Tuesday, the big one.
Yeah,
another big one.
That'll be a fun one down there, boy-girl doubleheader. So be on 9.2 as well, and it's going to be a loud. Their gym gets loud and hot, and that'll be a fun environment. And I think our kids will have a lot of confidence going into that game. Solon also almost a similar game as us when they played Clear Creek before break, except that they didn't score in the fourth quarter and got beat by 22, even though that was an even game going into the fourth. And, for us to have a lead and hang around, and I don't know how long we were stuck on 38 there, where, it just seemed like, man, we were up 4, we were up 5. If we could get another bucket, and maybe stretch it out, and we just couldn't seem to find a great look there. And, again, a lot of credit to Clear Creek's defense for that.
Absolutely. So we'll see when the Marion game's rescheduled, hopefully a Saturday.
Yeah, who knows? The conference bylaws say you got to get it in the next available date. I know it's not going to be this weekend or Monday, so it's going to be a back-to-back most likely at some point on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Thursday, Friday, or a Friday, Saturday. But, we lose too many more games here, it's going to be a real busy finish to the regular season.
Just like 2019.
Yeah.
So thank you, Coach, for joining us. That was a fun game to watch. Had to be a fun game to coach. And, what else can you say? It was 100% effort. The effort was there the whole night.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, just being in that situation for the first time and playing a team, obviously the best team that we've played so far, and just going toe-to-toe, there's a lot of good to take away from that, and hopefully that builds our confidence here as we get into next week.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach.
All right. Take care, Paul.
And thank you for joining us. As we'll leave you on this one. Mount Vernon loses to CCA 50-47 in a close game, a really good game. And we'd like to thank all the sponsors and thank you all for tuning in for tonight's game, as we will name Sydney Huber once again as the the Copenhagen Associates player of the game. As we'll head into this one next Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be a doubleheader, so no Mustang Vision on that one. Friday, we will be back with you here on Mustang Vision for another girls basketball game. My name is Paul Fugate, and speaking for Kirk Wishmeyer, thank you all for tuning in tonight, and hopefully you're all safe during the blizzard tomorrow, and we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.